kidding you now. I'm not easily sold on anything, but I'm a firm believer in this product. You know, I watched those advertisements for 2 or 3 years and listened to the radio going down the road, and I said, something's got to be going on with that product for that many people to do ads for them. And I'll tell you what, I just uptown a while ago, I told some of my buddies, I said, I'm not BSing you, man. I'm not kidding you. It's amazing. It totally amazes me.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Start your journey to better health today by calling 1-800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code KSFO.
Talk Radio 560 KSFO San Francisco, KSAN HD2 San Mateo, a Cumulus media station.
The Memphis police chief calls it heinous and inhumane. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
This is not just a professional failing. This is a failing of basic humanity toward another individual.
She's calling for change over the videotaped beating that left 3 days after a traffic stop confrontation.
Memphis Police Chief Sarah Lynn Davis says not only were 5 officers fired over the beating death of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols during a traffic stop earlier this month, more officers are now being investigated for violating department policies. And the video of the incident, which she says is graphic, will be made public, and people need to remain calm.
None of for inciting violence or destruction on our community or against our citizens.
That video could be released within a couple of weeks.
Fox's Evan Brown, multiple investigations continue. Better than expected growth for the U.S. economy. Fourth quarter, 2.9%, though lower than quarter 3, as President Biden heads to Virginia to defend his agenda as Republicans push for spending cuts. More turbulence for Southwest Airlines, reporting an earnings loss after canceling more than 16,000 flights over a holiday season disrupted in part by bad weather.
It hit all the airlines, but Southwest was unable to rebound, canceling around 2/3 of all their flights for 3 days in a row to reset. The company said that those December disruptions reduced profit by $800 million, plus an additional $390 million in extra costs. That's mainly in compensation.
Fox Business' Madison Allworth, the U.S. Transportation Department is investigating whether realistic scheduling of flights played a role, considered an unfair and deceptive practice under federal law. In a statement today, Southwest says its systems were stressed while working to recover from multiple days of cancellations in the wake of an unprecedented. America is listening to Fox News. As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicaid. See pharmacist for restrictions and exclusions.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Win weekly prizes with our Double Your Refund sweepstakes. File your taxes on the double. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal tax return. Ends 4/2/23.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Get up to $26,000 of ERC money for every employee you had in 2020 and 21 that qualifies. You qualify by either one of these 2 tests. The easy way, your gross revenue drops a certain amount. The complex way, a full or partial closure of your business, a facts and circumstances test. You could only use the inside of your business up to 25% of capacity. Even an essential business like a food store at a 75% partial closure. Or supply chain disruptions, or limits on the number of people you could have in the area, or many other possible factors. Beware of companies that only consider the easy way and avoid the complex way, and also companies that fraudulently say everybody qualifies, especially companies that only just recently came into existence and then can disappear. We've been practicing tax law for over 30 years. LLP at 888-TAX-DEAL. That's 888-TAXDEAL. 888-TAX-DEAL or MoskowitzLLP.com. MoskowItzLLP.com.
KSFO traffic time after this message. Did you know that many DMV tasks, like renewing your registration or changing your address, can be done online when it's convenient for you? Check them off your to-do list without a trip to the DMV. Get started today at dmv.ca.gov/online.
Still stop-and-go traffic at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. 80 West, those metering lights are on. Traffic is jammed up still into the Maze, and things are slow up that incline into San Francisco with the high wind in effect. Oakland, 580 westbound before Coolidge Avenue. A two-car crash has been cleared out of lanes over to the shoulder with CHP. They're still waiting on a tow truck. You're slow from High Street. That's traffic. I'm Katie Green.
This report sponsored by Three Dimensional Wealth. Join Doug Andrew of Three Dimensional Wealth as he teaches free workshops in Morgan Hill, Palo Alto, Dublin, Alamo, and Sacramento Wednesday through Friday the 11th. Call now for details and to register 1-888-73-RADIO.
Hey, let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Oh. But first, we should get a new TV. One of the top-rated brands. Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, I'll start shopping on the internet and then head over to the Warehouse Club.
Well, but if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only?
Yep. We can save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Or we'll be sorry.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the bite to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Here he is, Dan Bongino.
I was going through my Twitter during the break, and good man from WMAL. You know Vince Colonnese? Jim, you ever seen him on Fox? He does a show on MAL as well. Vince tweeted, Dan, I got Jackie Wilson on repeat lately. So great. Yeah, I told you, Vince. I'm telling you, Jackie Wilson, can't beat her. It's the only song. Vince has been in radio, I think, longer than me. You never let lyrics play because you have bumpers and you're going to hear Pete talk. Welcome, there a bunch of so. But with Jackie Wilson, Jim and I made an exception. We will actually play the song. Jim acts like Casey Kasem. You know, we should invite Vince. You're listening. Contact him. He'd be cool. He's a good guy. Like, check him out. Put him on our short. All right, so getting back to the show. So that opening hour was a lot, folks. It's pretty intense. I mean, I go inside. We got like a little green room type thing in the studio here, and he leaves around 1 o'clock, so it's really only. So the thing about the green room is it's not green. It's green ever. But I go in there and I get a little sun in my face, and I just chill for a little bit. And I had to take a break from that hour because it's hard. Talking about the vaccine and the side effects is not an easy topic because I run the gamut from I don't want to cause any unnecessary anxiety in people's lives. I'm hoping and praying that some of the people who told me, yeah, the side effects can be serious, but they're limited. I'm hoping that's accurate because limited would mean that it would have a limit and wouldn't. However, the question becomes, is it a 1 in 10 chance something's going to happen over your life? Is it a 1 in 100 chance? The answer is we don't know. Enough time hasn't passed to gather together the data to see. So it's obviously a big difference from a 10% chance to a 1 in 100 to a 1 in 1,000% chance. What's not helping in this situation, significant damage, is the government's endless, pernicious, malicious effort to crush any form of free speech around these vaccines at all. You're not helping. Now, I get it. There are going to be some people out there, and this happens with anything. Anything from 9/11 to are going to go on Twitter and Facebook and say, with the vaccine, you're going to grow 7 horns, and your nails are going to turn into, diamonds and gold or whatever. I mean, it's going to be something so ridiculous that, I'm not really sure that that's going to happen. Here's the problem, and this is more for you. Conservatives, you can say, well, don't tune out. We don't want to lose you, baby. Your first instinct there. You know what? Let me go over the conservative first. The conservative's first instinct when they read that, took the vaccine, you're going to grow 7 heads, whatever it is. You're going to look like Medusa, okay? Or whatever, that thing, the thing from the Godzilla movie. The first conservative impulse is, there's probably something going on there, but that's not it. And someone probably tweets back, dude, like, you're really not helping. Like, can we stick to the myocarditis and the serious stuff because you don't want to get sidetracked? And what happens? People go to social media and they read that and they're like, oh, I trust that guy, Joey Bag of Donuts, who responded, because I've read good stuff before. He's telling the guy to, slow your roll. That sounds kind of dumb. So I'm going to believe it. And what happens? It goes away. Here's the liberal impulse, and this is why you idiots, I use the term idiot very deliberately. You're not helping. It's because you're totalitarian communists by nature. Is to kick someone in the balls and make it hurt. Punish that guy. Censor him. And what happens? All of a sudden, you see a fact check label over it, and because these fact checkers are so frequently wrong about everything, now your first impulse is to say, oh my gosh, liberals want this censored. What is it? 7 heads. Are you? Now the first impulse of people on the conservative side is, holy, there may be something there. Picking this up with data, forgive me, I don't have impressions cited from but I've done this before. It's in my podcast library. I've done this show before. There is actual survey polling data about this very fact. How when conservative audiences and Republicans see that a fact checker deems a story false, they're more inclined to believe it's true than false. Because fact checkers have been wrong about everything. Spygate, the Russia hoax, impeachment, PPT, bioweapons labs in Ukraine. They have been wrong about. So sane people are like, well, if they're always wrong, that means if they say something's false, it probably means it's true. If they say something's true, it probably means it's false. They're just acting reasonably. So to the libs out there, I don't know if you understand the damage you're doing. You're not stopping this stuff from spreading around. You're making it worse. The internet, despite the fact that there's been a lot of censorship and it's getting worse, the internet is still, relatively speaking, the Wild West of communication. There is simply no way to control every link at every opportunity. There just isn't. What winds up happening is you drive information down into corner upon corner, into another corner, and people just spread it down. That information winds up on 4chan and elsewhere and Reddit. They don't like that. Matter of fact, if you go to that goon, Taylor Lorenz, and was it Taylor and who's the other one? Randy, the driver, NBC. Two complete morons. They are like the free speech censors out there. They call themselves journalists that talk about like new media, two life losers who have nothing else going on. One of them, and I forget if it was Zadrozny or Lorenz, but I swear it's like Clark Kent and Superman in the same part. No one's ever seen them in the same place at the same time, right? One of them wrote an article one time. You know what Clubhouse is? It's an app where you can go and have discussions. That's simple. I want to talk to Jim and Mike about something. You go to Clubhouse and you talk, and you chat, right? And it's the way to do it. Lorenz and Zadrozny, was so freaked out about this. Unfettered conversations happening. Remember that, Jim? Unfettered. You mean like free speech? This is who these people are. That's not a mistake. That's not a typo. She wasn't like unfettered. What I meant to say, unstable or unmotivated. No, that's actually what she meant. They really believe they should be able to dictate the terms of what you deem acceptable. Because conversations have made their way to Clubhouse and other places, Parler and Truth, Getter, and Rumble, where people are going to talk freely and don't really give a damn what they think. The left is freaking out. That's why this morning I'm getting my paperwork. And I'm like, holy Moses, this is totally bananas. Just the news. Take care. Feds are adopting artificial intelligence to combat Americans' dissent on vaccines and elections. They're working with universities, private companies, and big tech, funneling millions of dollars in taxpayer money to fund this censorship program directed at you. At you. They know who are interested in toppling U.S.-friendly regimes or following radical by examining political posts on big tech platforms. So we're all singing from the same sheet of music here. Technology you were using to track ISIS, recruitment and the spreading of terrorist propaganda, you're now using to target Americans on vaccines, and you think this is helping. And again, it's clear as Scotch tape here. You think this is helping vaccine skeptics out there, and this is like down the road of trusting you more? If you air an unfriendly to the regime opinion about a vaccine, you're going to have a terrorist targeting software come after you using AI. And we're all supposed to sit back, take a deep breath, and say, yeah, sounds kosher to me. Nah, it doesn't. Pieces in the newsletter today, if you want to read it. Check it out. If the text classifies and measures meme, dude, imagine that meme. You got that porno guy meme, you know that one that went around? You know that one, right? See it on Twitter. You don't know that one, Jim? The guy sitting off the side. Oh boy, that meme's hilarious. That meme is taking on a new life. Oh boy. Is that one of them? Is that one of them they targeted? What if they put one of those up and it's the vaccine? Like, the vaccine? Oh yeah, it's been used for everything. You're on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. So to detect memes and deceptive messaging and misinformation. 2, to recognize persuasion campaign structures and influence operations across social media sites. If this sounds to you like Soviet-style stuff, yeah, you're not wrong. Identify participants and intent and measure effects of persuasion campaigns and counter messaging of detected adversary influence operations. Folks, this is our government. Our government. Lord Acton has never been more right. When you give, the power grows absolutely. It gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. These people are not to be trusted. They're never to be trusted. If men were angels, read Federalist 51. Men are not angels. Government's meant to be a restraint on the mercenary capabilities of human beings. Any others? Government was not meant to be a vehicle to test out AI to censor a population because you're uncomfortable with their expression of a scientifically based thought about a vaccine. Here, I'm going to wrap this up. The story gets even worse. Apparently the program they're using is called WiseDex. W-I-S-E-D-E-X. And it compiles massive data that they then sell to platforms like Twitter and Facebook. These banned claims databases, there's a banned claims database. Think about that. Process that for a moment. Claim that you're concerned about the vaccine and myocarditis, or any cardiac tissue issue for that matter. Is that a banned claim? I don't know, but apparently there's a database of it